All right, if you want to get straight to the point, look at the timestamp down below. Otherwise, the reason why I want to make this video, kind of crazy. So to start out, I bought it on, there it is, look at that. I bought it on Ritchie Brothers auction, which is great, fun experience. I didn't know I was actually gonna get it. I just put a bid in, low bid. Nobody ended up bidding above me. It's never a bad thing. Anyway, so from there, I decided I did not want to drive all that ridiculous miles from Tennessee to Texas to get it. So I decided to go on to U-Ship, which is who they recommended, to get a shipping partner, whatever that means, to ship it for me. I was like, cool, that's awesome. Send it out, which is another pro tip about that. Don't just send out a shipping quote and then accept the first one. Just let it sit. Hopefully you have at least a day to let it sit, because it just keeps getting lower and lower. And a lot of times they will, some of the first people to bid on it will also bid every time it gets lower. So they can also see what the lowest shipping cost is that they're quoting you, and they'll just keep bidding lower than that. So I actually got it for, originally it was quoted for like, I don't know, 13 or 15 or something. No, it actually was more than that. Originally it was quoted for like 2,000. And ended up getting it for like 1,100 or somewhere around there. With taxes, I mean, I don't know, 1,200, 1,300. So anyway, let it sit. 1 day, 1.5 days, whatever you got. I think you have to have within 48 hours, something like that. I don't actually know. Look it up. Anyway, so had them ship it. They had 2 weeks or something to pick it up. Didn't hear anything except, well, nothing. I heard nothing. 2 or 3 days beforehand, I'm like, I really need to contact these guys, figure out where it is, when they're going to ship it, because I need to know when I'm going to be here to pick it up. So I texted them or emailed them. First, they just said, we're getting it tomorrow. I was like, cool, let me know when you're going to bring it to me. The next day, they messaged and said, we're bringing it the next day. So I was like, okay, can't do that, but my parents are going to be here. Well, I clicked the button that said, let us know if you need help unloading. Yes, I need help unloading. I don't have a skid steer laying around to get this thing off. Obviously to them that meant he, and I quote, if you need help getting it down the ramp, was his words. Yes, I need help getting it down the ramp. That is why I clicked the button there and whatever. So they had to wait here at my house. Super nice shipping guys. I don't like the company that I went through, but the guys that actually shipped it, super great. They were super nice. All right, so long story, even longer. I got here, didn't have any time to look up anything. I was at work, I was out of town. I couldn't look up anything. I had no idea if there were fluids in it. I had no idea if you can even start the thing. Everything, it was on a pallet, like this. Well, okay, it's I wouldn't call it a pallet. It was on some pieces of wood that were 4 inches off the ground. It crushed them, because it, obviously weighs so much as big as this thing is. So I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I know how to drive an excavator, but I do not know how to, well, what's going on. Anyway, so this is long story, longer. This is why I'm making the video, to kind of show you, hey, if you get one of these things, how do you go about actually starting it and going? So here we are. So I have no idea about Chinese excavators. The only one I've had, only one I've ever looked at. I would assume, from what I've read online, they're about the same. As far as you have a motor, you have an on-off switch, you have a little key over here. Look at that guy, little key right there. So on-off switch. I'm pretty sure all of them now are probably going to have this for safety, or just because they don't kill batteries when they're shipping them from China. That's probably the real reason. Anyway, so flip it on, it's on. Flip it off, it's off. It's real simple. Big red thing. Yeah, I'm sure that means something. So this one, it's got the cab on it, which is hilarious, by the way. We'll get to that later. Little button there, that comes up. To close it again, you really got to watch it, man. Yeah, so you got lines up there with that little rod you can see. It'll drop down and completely miss it. So you got to lift it up, push it in, and just give it a little once in, and you should be good. Side note, this thing is also louder with the door shut than it is with it open. So just leave the door open or take the cab off, either way. Anyway, here's the fuel thing. Another way to access it is up top, which is, I don't know if I would call that easier or not. Why is this, whatever. You get a little wing nut down here. It's real easy to get to, in case you can't tell. Good thing you don't have to fill it up with gas that much, I guess. Yeah, it's just all you gotta do. Just right. Yeah. Yeah. Right there. Real easy. There it is. Look at that. And then, of course, obviously, it's really easy to pour your gas can, in case you can't tell from the lens. It's just like a 1.5 foot drop from where you're going to have your gas can there. So you need a ridiculously long funnel to not pour gas all over your engine. Or you need a pump to be able to pump it from over here to put it in. I don't know, whatever, man. Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, so to it. Start back at the beginning, push that button, open it up. Gas goes in here. You can open up the seat up there, pour it in there. Basically, fluids are already in it. That's all the video is. Fluids are in it, just start it and go. If you want to check your oil, it's going to be obviously down on the bottom somewhere, halfway impossible to get to. So that is where you check your oil at. If you want to check, don't worry about that. Turn it on. On's that way. Look at that. On that way. Come over here. Got your switch. Just start it. That's all you got to do. Just like a car. But also, this right here, you notice it says throttle switch. What that actually means is choke. So pull that up. You can leave this as a little like safety catch or something, so you don't accidentally just run it up, you know, the really high RPMs like these get. It's a joke. It's a bad joke. But you can pull it up just a little bit to have a little bit higher, and then pull that. And that's it. They have fluids. That's all you need to know. Fluids are there. Turn it on. Do that. It might take a little bit. There may or may not have been gas in the actual bowl, so you may have to crank it a few times, but that should get it. If for some reason you think there's absolutely no gas in the thing, don't break your door off, and then you come over here. Probably can't see it. Right down. Golly, you can't see it at all. Right down here. You see a little choke symbol, and then you see the gas symbol. That is some knobs down here. Choke is wired up right now, so you don't mess with that. Right below that is a little twirly dig there. You can't really see it at all. That turns the gas on and off. So if you see, it says, you know, basically gas on that way. So put it all the way that way to make sure the gas is on. So just in case you're cranking it a few times and you see no gas at all, check that to make sure it's on. I assume it'd probably be on because they're probably going to do that from the factory, but, you know, quality control. Yeah, I'm sure they'd catch that. Don't worry about that. So that's it. Start it up. Run it. Use some earplugs. Don't tip it over. Yeah. Good luck. Thumbs up.